Hi, everyone, and hello. Welcome to My DevSecOps. This is an inclusive community that educates and enables developers in application security. Coming up today, we'll be joined by Nadira Bajrei. She's going to talk about how to implement DevSecOps across the organization. So introducing Nadira very quickly before she goes on with it. Nadira is the regional director for Hysn Technologies and also a practical DevSecOps practitioner. She is also she's the founder of DevSecOps Indonesia. So this is the largest application security community in Indonesia. So thank you so much for doing this and taking part in the community. So before we dive into all of this, I want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Liran Tal. I'm a developer advocate here at SNCC, where we build developer-friendly security tools. We'd love to have your feedback so we can continue to improve. So you can find us on Twitter or just by searching My DevSecOps or on our Slack group. So actually the Slack group, if you want to join that one, this is probably the best place to interact with our speakers, with the fellow community members. A bunch of us doing application security and development are there. If you haven't signed up already, you can find the link on our website at mydevsecops.io, and then just join us on the live sessions channel. We'll be able to facilitate your questions to Nadira during the session if you're there. So do hang out, do come in and ask anything around. If you're listening to this after the session, you'll probably on the live recording, you can still join the community, ask around, get to meet some people. Once the session is over, you'll be able to rewatch it on our website, share it with friends, colleagues, or hopefully both. My DevSecOps is brought to you by SNCC. Our aim is to create a vendor-neutral space to share knowledge and best practices related to software security. So that's enough for me. I'm going to hand it off to Nadira to introduce herself and the rest of the session. Hey, Nadira. How's it going?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello, Hilarion. I'm okay. Everything is good. So good night, everyone. Because here it's already midnight right now, and good afternoon for you, Liran. Thanks, Liran, for introducing me to the community, and also thanks for my DevSecOps to let me share my experience to start DevSecOps initiative in my previous organization. We call it the transformation through DevSecOps. So, okay, let me share my screen to show you what I have here. Okay, so actually this topic is already, I already shared it in the last year DevSecCon Singapore about our journey when we start initiative DevSecOps in the entire organization. So I will reshare again to you for this topic. Okay, case is in the banking industry. So before I talk much about our transformation to the DevSecOps initiative, so let me introduce myself first. Hello everyone, my name is Nadira Bajrei. I'm from Indonesia. Currently, I'm working as a regional director in Hysn Technologies and Practical DevSecOps. Before, I working in one of national bank in Indonesia. I have like 9 experience in IT governance, process and governance, and also 6 years experience in the banking industry. I also graduated from University in Indonesia as an MIT and also IT governance specialist. So besides that, I also love all about the community and the people. I built up an internal community of practices and become a community leader of it. If you want to connect me via LinkedIn, so this is my LinkedIn, this is Nadira Bajrei, and also if you want to connect me via email, so you can go through my email in nadira@practical DevSecOps. Okay, so this is our agenda in the next 40 minutes. First is why we need to do the transformation. We'll explain about what is our background to do the transformation and the reason behind it. And the second is about our transformation roadmap. We'll explain about how we are doing the transformation. And also the DevSecOps implementation. This is the key point. We'll explain about how we implement DevOps values in our DevOps and our DevSecOps adoption. So also what is the challenges when we started. So we'll tell you about our challenges as long as we are trying to transform and what the benefit of DevSecOps for facing these challenges. Okay. So before I start, so I want to explain about what is the digital transformation. So every industry here is also talks about the digital transformation. So actually digital transformation is the integration of the digital technology into all areas of business. So fundamentally is changing how you operate and deliver value to your customer. Not only that, it's also change your culture. That requires the organization to continually challenge the status quo, experiment, and get comfortable with the failure. So this is the meaning of the digital transformation that I know. So, uh, and then what is the transformation roadmap? So before we start the transformation, so we are to do the going to do create a roadmap for at least for 3 years. So we divide it into three aspects. So people, process, and technology. This is our 3 years plan roadmap for to do the transformation. So first, we need to infuse agile DevOps culture mindset in the business and IT leadership, and seek strong buy-in and sponsorship to change. So especially in Indonesia, the management level is a very has a big influence to the employee to do some job or to do some task. So that's why we need to seek strong buy-in from them first. So we need to see the behavior of our organization. And also the second, so we need to adopt the right organizational structure to quickly incubate the agile skill set and also start piloting the agile project. So we need to understand doing such a big transformation for the big company is not easy. So we separate the IT legacy, we create a new organization structure to incubate agile practicing, and we want to see the positive progress and show to the IT legacy our improvement. And maybe they will interest to join with us. So this is one part of the strategy. So first, we need to seek the strong buy-in from the management level. And then the second, we need to adopt the right organization structure to quickly incubate the agile skill. And then the third is we need to start defining policy and procedure for agile methodology and also DevOps, because we are in the banking industry and a highly regulated industry. So we need to define the policy and procedures for supporting our new way. And the last one, we start build DevSecOps architecture and automate everything. So we start from the management, and also we build the environment first before we have we need to do the DevSecOps architecture, and we do the automate for everything. So actually transformation is a journey. So we keep trying to do our best to keep trying convincing our top level management. By how we start small, it's like practicing the culture first. So we need to, when I proposed the DevSecOps architecture, so my boss was responses like this: please, Nadira, don't boil the ocean. And I keep persistently convincing them not only about the automation, but also the collaboration. So I talked to them. So when we start the DevSecOps initiative, it's not about we do some automation. We also start with the collaboration team and all. So step by step, but surely now they accepted the concept and we continue the processes. Okay, so, and then the DevSecOps implementation. This is the part, or the main part of this. So we see this. Actually, DevOps will complement the Agile methodology to break the silos and achieve better business IT alignment, increase delivery certainty, and the speed to the market. And also, if you put the security on it, so we can deliver more security application. So actually, this is like when you see there is four people here. when you do some actually when you want to create some business or you want to create some product. So we have a customer, so we also have a development here, and also we have IT operation and also IT security. So before they have, in every role they have some walls, actually this. So in customer, they always wanting some flexibility. So what they do is they created the flexibility and they want to improve time to market, actually. And also, how about the development team? The development team is only wanting some change. So he create effective change and add and modify feature. So this is what they do. If you see an agile development, so they combining customer and development. They break down the wall. This wall is breakdown. And also what they achieve. They only achieve is the point 1 and point 2. So they have a better business IT alignment between customer and development, and also they can increase delivery certainty because there is no barriers between customer and development. Sorry. And then the DevOps era is coming, so the IT operation is become of them. So what is the main IT operation is always one is they wanting stability of their environment, and what they do is they create the stability and also enhance services. So this IT operation. So the DevOps will give some benefit is called faster speed to the market. So we can achieve like 3 this if you doing the DevOps. And also, how about the IT security? Is there always left behind? So the security is always in the right. So when your product is already done, and then the security guys just inform is a very late. So they become a blocker. So now we want to break this wall by doing the DevSecOps. So we want to deliver more secure application. So what is the main the objective of the IT security? So they only want to create the security, and also they want to enhance the security services. And if you do the DevSecOps, so the IT security will do the security as a code on the development pipeline. So if you will see this is you can see like this is a page of SDLC, Secure Development Lifecycle. So we started from code, build, integrate, test, deploy, release, and operate. So what if we do it an agile development? So we can do in this build phase, and also we do the CI, continuous integration. So we do in until the test phase. And how if you see the CI/CD, so you can see like a continuous delivery and a continuous deployment. If you do the continuous delivery as a business decision is to go live. So in our purpose organization, we do the business decision to go live. So we do the continuous delivery. So how about the continuous deployment? So you do until release. So when you push the code, the code will be go to the production in a one click. So if you do the DevOps or DevSecOps, so you do it until they operate. Okay, so when we want to do some implementation in the DevSecOps, actually, so we need to understand, so we want to do the DevSecOps implementation is not about the automation. So we need to have 5 this element. First is the culture. So the culture change is a never easy, but without the culture change, all practice are failed. So this is a very mandatory because the culture is like in everything. So the second thing, the easy ways is the automation. The automation alone cannot give you the DevOps or DevSecOps, but cannot success without it and avoid tools that enforce it. So the automation is also important. So you need to do the culture change and also to do the automation. If you see the my previous slides about the roadmap, so the first thing is we do is we want to create some change and seek buy-in from the management first. So we do it not from the automation. We started from the culture change. So the third is the lean. Lean is such a process. So if you do the DevOps or DevSecOps, so you need to have a lean process. It's not like a complicated process. So you need to create more values in every process that you deliver to the customer. Actually, you need to see with the fewer resource and the less waste, so how you can do the maximal things for the processes. And then the fourth thing is the measure. So everything you do, you need to measure it. If you can't measure it, so you can improve it. The last thing is the sharing. The sharing is like you need to build some the collaboration tools between the people on the team. It's between the developer, business, operation, and also security. So you need to build some dashboard to see how about the collaboration between them. So if you see the images here, you see the culture is like in a shock. If you focus only the process, it is only a small piece. And if you only focus on architecture, so architecture is will be by the structure, and the culture will bite in everything here. So we need to focusing on the culture first. And we know change people, change the culture is not an easy way. But you need to see this. We will cover all of this one by one. So how we do the implementation around DevSecOps, but about the values. So okay, so organization's culture is one of stronger predictors of both IT performance and overall performance of organization. So we need to do the shifting thought and behavior, culture of safe failure, and also the culture of the continuous improvement. So this is a very important thing to build the culture of the safe failure. So many organizations here, example in Indonesia, is like a deep on hierarchy. So everyone is like say yes to his boss command. So we are struggling to build this kind of culture, but we start it. So we need to move from this into this. So if you currently is an IT focus, is only inside out, so you need to think about the customer focus. So from outside in. So when you currently is working in silos, so you need to think about the cross-functional team. And if you find the organization still do the command and control, so you need to change the self-organize and collaboration. And also if you only focus on the task oriented, so now you need to become outcome oriented. And also if you have a blame culture, so don't blame it to people. So you should take responsibility for every task and every responsibility that give it to you. So from being reactive to proactive. And also if you are resistant currently, so you need to be flexible. So you also need to gain the high trust. Actually, I know this is not easy to change this kind of stuff, but we need to change it. Okay, so the second is how we do the to do the culture change. First, we change the organizational structure. So this is a currently organization structure from the structural. So we need to move to matrix structure. Why we need to do the matrix structure? So everyone, it's like it's a one circle is to do it like you have some role inside and you do some collaboration for each. So we also divide it by stream and product, and also we provide an organic growth. We also have a shared team. If you need the UI UX, or you need the enterprise architecture, if you need the DevOps engineer, and also the other SME, so you can share this team. But we also have a dedicated team. So this is the one way so we do the culture change by change the organizational structure from the structural into the matrix structure. So the value number 2 is an automation. So for to do the automation, is it the easy way to do the automation actually? So we need to adopting the automation so we avoid tools that enforces silos. So we need to see all the tools that we have currently. So we need to also to examine that the tools is not bring the silos to the team. So we need to like if you use some collaboration tools, so like everyone is, if you developer, if you operation, and also if you are security, and also if you are business, so you can has so one dashboard and then one tools that you can share it. So what we do for to do the automation, first we do the architect before the automating, and also we assess all the existing tools and automation capabilities. Because we need to know all that we have before we buy the new one. This is important. And also the third, we need to identify critical gaps from our existing tools and our DevSecOps architecture. Four, so what we need to do is we need to seek a vendor for POC, and also we do the automate is only for the high value and repetitive work. We also need to optimize workflow bottleneck. So you see the highlight in the red text. You said it's like you have never underestimate the effort and cost building tool change from the open source application, because the open source is not necessarily free, and you need to modify the source fit to your needs actually. So when you do the automation, this is some tips, and this is what we do. It's like 6 steps. So we need to architect, and we need to assess. We identify the critical gaps. So we seek the vendor for the POC. We do the automate only for the high value and the repetitive work, and also we optimize the workflow bottleneck. So this is a guidance. So when we want to choose the DevOps tools or DevSecOps tools actually. Okay, so you can see this. I copied it from the Sabia lab, so you can see it is you can find like source control management, so you can find the database automation and the continuous integration in the blue one, so you can use the Jenkins, you can use like Travis CI and CRCI, AWS and all. So you can do some deployment tools, so you can see it on here. So this is when you see this, so this is our map of DevSecOps architecture from the process till the tools that we use actually. For each page, so we already mapping tools that we use currently. So we can start it from the plan. From the plan page, so the objective is to make a backlog grooming. So we define user story, burden chart, and also security requirement tools that we use in Jira and ILM Octane. And also for develop page, the objective is to develop application and also service using a version control, traceability, and continuous integration. So for the develop page, so we use an Eclipse, Visual Studio, and web method inside. In the build, so the objective is we manage and track all the document and the changes to the application and configuration management. So the tools that we use is this Git, SolarCube, CA, Bitbucket, and Jenkins. Actually, in the test phase, so we do some automated script execution, including regression, so user acceptance and security tests on it. So the tools that we use is the SonarCube, CA, Selenium, and HP45. So in the deploy phase, so the objective are deploy apps and provision environment using the automation and standardized configuration. We use the Red Hat, OpenShift, and Jenkins for it. And for the operate, so the objective is for measure performance of environment and application. We use an app dynamic and also Splunk. So this is the DevSecOps architecture from the process till the tools that we use. So we build it like this. So this is one of the architecture for the processes. So we do some code development in the control environment and utilization of the version control system, both for code and tests. So we do it this. And we're building out the VCS and a verify build success. And also we continuous deployment to build a dedicated target or test system. So this one. And also for the notification, reporting of build and test result to the dedicated person. So integrated with the application lifecycle management. Okay, so this is from the lean process. We going through, like we already talked about the culture change and also for the automation. The next is we talk about the lean. So often the adoption of the DevSecOps goes hand in hand with the application of lean practices. Lean practices are focused on the value creation for the end customer with the minimal waste and process. So what we do is a simple. So we need the simple statement to identify the waste. If you are not adding the value, then you adding the waste. So how we eliminate the waste then? So how do we eliminate the waste? So what we do is we start finishing and stop starting, or limit the work in progress. So if you guys using the Kanban, so you can familiar with this kind of word. So work in progress is amount of your work. So you have started, but it's not yet complete. So on the factory floor, VIP is a half assembly, items that are lying about waiting to be completed. Eliminating VIP is a way to increase throughput in your software. So, stop working on the multiple tasks at the same time. People think that they are multitasking, but in the reality, they are context switching. So each switch takes time to ramp up, and cause task is to take longer to complete. So the second thing is you should and also you need to avoid the hands over. The next thing is you need to do the reduce inconsistency. Actually, this is like in a Japanese lean process. It's a muda, mura, dan muri, and muri. So mura is reduce inconsistency. If you should make everything as simple as possible, so but not simpler. So wherever possible in our product and process, so we should be striving for the simplicity. We must avoid the complexity. For example, if we build a complex system, then the cost of implication for us and our customer is huge due to the multitude of the problems. And then the second, for we want to build some lean process, so we need to do Muri. Muri is overburden. It represents that activity where process, people, machines are pushed beyond the reasonable limit. So you need to remove the bottleneck. So if you guys have read the Punix project, the DevOps book, the DevOps novel, so then you will know all about the character Brand. Brand is a rock star of an engineer. However, as a result of his rock star status, he is essential for every project and is badly overcommitted. So Brand is a human bottleneck. It's a kind of human bottleneck. The hero of the novel accelerates works and removes waste by finding ways to protect Brand from the interruption and way to reroute work, allowing brand effort to be focused elsewhere. So many organizations have a brand type character. So they are someone without whom works would stop. These people are overcommitted and fast burnt out. They are so overcommitted. They feel that too busy to document their process or methodology, leading a situation where they are a single point of failure. So actually, how many teams have go-to person for the product down issue? So becoming lean is won't happen overnight. It will involve some introspection into who we are and how we operate. We can take inspiration from the like in Amazon, but we should also be cognizant that we have completely different culture than Amazon. So you can just copy it. So you need to learn your organization first. And this is how we do some lean to achieving our lean is we need to speed IT. So we use the traditional way and also the agile way. For the traditional way, one if already know about the requirements is fixed and they have a clear expectation. They also only have a minimal rate of change. So the application is focused on the application that require the high stability. So you can use this terms. And also if you don't have no change while development, so you can go through use this process. And how about if the characteristic of your product is evolving the requirements and also incremental delivery? and also the frequent change, and also you need the faster time to the market. You also need the customer oriented products and get early feedback, and also need to accommodate change during development, so you can go with the agile. So depend on the product that you want to build actually. So this is the process that we use to do for doing our lean process. So we have some of the roles here. So you can see here we have a subject matter expert. Subject matter expert, so one of the expert is an IT security. So the security has an on it. So this is our agile approaches. So we start the process is from discovery workshop. This is like everyone comes sit in a one table. So we also do some sprint planning just to do some like a product development initiative. We do some like daily stand up, and also we do like sprint execution for every 2 weeks, and we do some sprint review where we do some sprint retro. Before is everything is want to go live, so we can go to the RCB. It's a release change board. So just for the migration approval. So why we still need an RCB? So because we are in the banking industry, so we need to do this actually. So this is some of the description. So for your lean agile, so you can do like discovery workshops. So the description is what you are doing here. So how many duration that you take, so you should, and who is involved on it. So we have an SME here. So you say everyone is in IT security, in IT architecture, and also in an IT infrastructure. So you call it an SME here. So they will involve in a discovery workshop and also in the retrospective. They will get engaged and also in the sprint review. Okay, this is for the lean. And how about in the security term? So security within the software lifecycle and how to secure each stage in the software lifecycle. Actually, DevOps for security, we call it the DevSecOps. The idea is a tool built on the mindset that everyone is responsible for security, with the goal of the safely distributing security decision at speed and scale to those who hold the highest level of context without sacrificing the safety required. So we put also the security within the software lifecycle. In the plan page, we embed the security requirement here. And also in development phase, we should do the source code review. And also in the test, we do some VA, vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, and also we do some security hardening and also patch management. So the security awareness we do in the whole process from the plan to the operate. And also the security guys as an SME is also standby from the beginning until the product is released. When you do the deploy, so you should put in some security hardening on it. You do the patch management, also you put an antivirus here. In the operate, so you put in a CM, event monitoring on it. Actually, this is like so we already discussed about the culture. We already discussed about the automation and also the lean process. The next is the measurement. So the essence of the measure in DevOps or DevSecOps is namely capture and review your metrics and measurement and then take action. So we use like this measure methods is like by logging and monitoring strategy. So this is our number of the useful reliabilities and KPI, key performance indicator that can be captured. First is we do it like mean time to recover or mean time to restore. So how much the change failure rate? So percentage of the failed or the successful deployment. And also how about the time in cycle? Actually this. And also for the sharing. So the sharing, we built some, one of the is the community of practices to provide sharing values in DevOps or DevSecOps. So we built like internal community. One of it is an information security company, is to share about the awareness security. And also we develop Agile DevOps community. So what is the benefit to the members? So we can build like professional network to the similar interests, and also the members can access to the expertise to seek help with their work challenge, and also nurture personal development and professional identify and help to achieve meaningful work. So for the organization, the benefit of this community of practices is a foster capability building and also enabling knowledge sharing, retention, and reuse, and support energy across the units and retention of the talents. So what we do is we have like, we put all the material or the theory in a share web page in the iShare and electronic knowledge management system on it. Okay, so how about the challenges? So this is the challenges for our organization. So this is my last agenda about the challenge. While adopting the DevOps in our organization and what the benefits of DevOps or DevSecOps in our organization. The first challenge is the people disconnect between delivery and application support. And what the DevOps or DevSecOps benefit is like to do some collaboration between the delivery and application support. The next challenge is currently we work in silo. So by implement the DevOps or DevSecOps, so we can like drive integration and repeatability and reliability through the automation. And also the third is we found that handover is a very slow and also complex, limiting time to the market. And what the DevOps and DevSecOps benefit, so we can do some continuous evaluation of practices and tools by doing this. Other challenges is because we are in banking and in a highly regulated industry. So the other challenge is resistant to change from the internal and also the regulatory aspect. It's from internal audit, risk management, compliance, and also from the regulatory. So these two challenges, we still try our best to resolve this with the regulatory. We try to make such a good relationship with them. So actually, this is how we do some implementation, do the DevSecOps in our banking industry, the cases in the banking industry. So we need to focus not only with the automation. Some people think about when you do the DevSecOps, so you only focusing on the automation, but that is not true. So you need to focus on the 5 things. So you need to focus on culture, your organization culture, and you do the automation to help them. And also you need to lean your processes, and also you need to measure, and also you need to share. You have same collaboration tools to do this. Actually, this is written the end of my presentation, so I will give back to you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I'm probably not gonna prolong you more on this session, since I know it's like already probably 1 a.m. on your time. So I'm sure any questions coming up, you'll be able to like just go through that tomorrow or the day after. I really like the ending part. Maybe a few slides back, I just want to say with the communities of practice, because I was always thinking how important security champions are to organizations, because they help drive the awareness, the kind of like the commitment to security, and kind of like make that an agenda and a cultural change in an organization. But
Yes.
your idea of like let's create a WhatsApp group around it. Maybe some other people are interested. Let's talk about it more. Let's do lunch and learn sessions. I really like that. So that's definitely taking it to the next level, and that's gonna be a key takeaway for me from this session. So thank you so much. It's been
Sure, sure. Thank you very much.
interesting.
Welcome.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up. So folks, that's all we have for you today. But please continue to drop any questions or discussions if you wanna engage with us or with Nadira on the Slacks. Reminding you that's mydevsecops.io if you want to go to the website and figure out where is the Slack, where is everything, all the sessions. Huge thank you to Nadira again for joining us. It was great having this virtual session today, and hope to see you again in future sessions. I hope you enjoyed it. Our next session will be in 2 weeks on March 5th. We're going to be hosting Garrett Rushgrove on the perils of configuration security. So you can get your tickets, just sign up for the sessions and have them on your calendar on mydevsecops.io. In the meantime, if you enjoyed, remember you can just share this on your social or like friends. And it was a pleasure having all of you here as well. So thank you so much, and bye-bye.
See you.
See you.